Hello, everyone. It is I, the Mandalorian, and welcome back to another episode of Tavern Talk. From where we left off last time on Act 2, Starlight Sonata, and Chapter 7, Crossroads of the Three, we were discovering the fallen stars. We're going to try to find the source of it. That's from, I recall, from last time. And let's go ahead and continue. New day, fresh. Oh, okay. Oh, these two came back. Good morning. Good morning, Melly. Good morning, Blaze. What have you both been up to today?
Oh, dilly-dallying and such.
I was not dilly-dallying.
He was. It goes well with brooding.
Sounds like a wonderful morning. Can I offer you both something to drink in these early hours?
Yes, please. Can you make me something smart and sparkly?
Can do. Something smart. Okay, so she wants a nebula. Okay, one sparkly nebula coming right up. Give Andu some daily pets. I hope Sarah Lynn comes back from her mission, because I have not seen her in a few chapters. I don't know if characters can like get cut off, but you know what? We'll just have to wait and see. One sparkling nebula right here. A fresh brew of smart sparkles.
Thank you. This is just the right amount of sparkle.
Happy to hear that. Blaze, what can I get you? Nothing. All right. So, has the cape found its way back home yet? Yes. The vampire was thankful, if melancholic. It seems to have awakened memories of old woe.
He seemed pretty excited to me.
He should be. It fits him well. Almost like it was made for him.
It was very interesting seeing a vampire in person. His fangs were shorter than I thought they would be. I expected them to be the size of a colossal saber-toothed tiger's fangs. They were much tinier.
A common misconception. Where did you find him? The fallen West Gate. It was a tragic sight to behold.
It was okay, just a bit crumbly. They can't rebuild it that quickly because giant wildfire badgers keep showing up at night. Apparently, they really like to eat stardust.
Do you know a lot about giant wildfire badgers, Melly?
I do now.
Did you ask one for an interview?
No, they're not very talkative. Alithia gave me a lesson.
After you stalked her for an hour.
I didn't stalk her, I was investigating.
Miss Anwar, the vampire, or the West Gate?
All of them. I've been working out hard at work the last few days trying to uncover the mystery of the fallen stars. I was already very excited to get a closer look at the West Gate. But when I saw a vampire traveling with a seasoned dwarf and a seraph cleric, I just knew I had struck gold. They were clearly investigating the area just like me. Of course, I wasn't sure whether they would share their findings with me, or how deeply they might have been involved in a conspiracy themselves, so we opted to stay in the shadows. We watched them from the best hiding spots we could find, listening on their conversations. Unfortunately, they were most talking about the quality of different pickaxes. But that didn't stop us from staying vigilant.
Us?
Me and the mysterious and quiet Blaze. He's my new associate.
I am no such thing. It's great to see you two working together so closely. You make a great duo. We are not a duo.
Thank you.
I love this dynamic duo. So you weren't able to collect much evidence by eavesdropping?
No, not this time.
And how did you end up getting zoology lessons?
Yes. So... my stuff may need some work.
That's an understatement. She knocked over every stone we came across. It was a miracle that none of them noticed us. They must have been struggling with their perception this morning. D&D in a nutshell. Yeah, the giant wildfire badgers sure weren't. She steered 3 of them our way. That sounds terrifying.
It isn't. I mean, they were taller than us and had piercing flaming eyes and sharp teeth, but it was fine. That's just how investigation goes sometimes. Plus, Alithia was there. She saved us. Put herself between us and the monsters. They blasted her with fire, but it didn't even hurt her one bit. And without taking a single hit, she banished them into Primordial Sea. Into the Primordial Sea.
Oh, it's that drink we made her.
That's where they came from. Did you know that?
I do now.
They also can smell about 800 times better than us and know how to use chopsticks.
Wow, that's incredible.
She told us all that after yelling at us for almost getting killed. It was so cool.
It does sound very cool. Did she share any of her investigative thoughts, insights with you?
No, she told us not to worry about it. But she did tell me to work on my stealth.
Will you?
Yes, Blaze offered to help me.
Did he know? It was embarrassing to watch. I'm sure it was.
Were you shaken up all of that wildfire? Were you shaken up at all by the wildfire badgers? I can't talk today.
No, I've encountered countless horrifying creatures in my time. You cannot meet them with fear or death. Fear of death still beating in your heart.
Wait, so you've met monsters before? What kinds? Which ones are your favorites? Which ones are the first ones you ever saw? Did they try to eat you?
Of course I've encountered monsters before. They've been a part of my life for many years. The shadows are full of them.
Really? That's scary.
Of course it is.
So the first monsters you ever saw were shadow monsters?
No, they were much worse than that.
What is it?
Can I have a drink after all? The words aren't flowing easily. Of course. Same as last time? Yes. Let's see if I can find something sweetly charismatic. Okay, so he wants a spoken heart. I like how he's taking the spoken heart. You'd think he would like want stealthy drinks all the time, but then these drinks kind of do a number on you. Yeah, same as last time. I'm pretty sure they do different things. But he wants spoken heart.
A little bit of attack. A little bit of defense.
I think that's it. A drink. Just for you. Thanks.
How is it?
Fine.
That means it's perfect.
So, where was I? Ah, right. Shadow monsters. Back when I was younger, I had just joined the Shadowbanes and was eager to prove myself. It said there are great riches far in the depths of the Gravelmac, a dangerous mountain range in eastern Fasoa. Hidden treasures troves full of precious gems and gold, and I owed some debts. Hoping to find some jewels, I made my way there to the darkest of its crevices. Guarding its depths were creatures no one would ever choose to face. Leak stalkers straight from the Twilight Chasm. Hideous creatures that have every right to be associated with the Nightmare Realm. They typically feed on rocks and gemstones, but they seem to think bones have the same general consistency. I wasn't able to harm them with my mortal weapons, so I distracted them with some of the gems I had managed to pocket earlier. It was a close call. I'll never forget their twisted antlers and beak-like snouts.
They sound kind of cute.
They were not cute.
If you say so, maybe one day I'll encounter some.
Pray you never will. All nightmare, no shadow.
No thanks.
Okay, so it's the afternoon. Sarah! Inkeep. Hand me a drink, will ya? Coming right up, Lynn. Any preferences? The usual. Something strong and powerful. Exactly. Oh my gosh, she's back. I missed her. Uh oh, she wants Southern Brawler. If you think about it, traveling takes a while, so I can see why it would take like days or probably weeks even. I don't know what week it is, but especially if you're going on foot. They didn't have cars back then, unless they had like wagons, but ta-da, a drink. You have messed up a definition of strong. Strength lies in the eyes of the beholder. Yeah, and yours need a prescription. Say, Inkeep, you got a room in your neat little book full of recipes for one more drink? Sure, got one for me? You bet. It's what my baba used to drink back in the day. My adventure reminded me of it. Thank you, Lynn. So since you're here in my tavern unharmed and somewhat good spirits, I'm guessing you survived your encounter with the Wyvern Chimera? I did, obviously. Congratulations. You encountered a chimera? Sure did. Lived to tell the tale too. You or the chimera? You or the chimera? Both. Cool. Are you a beast slayer? I am, though this time no beast was slain. I'm Saralyn. You? Melly, the greatest detective in the whole wide world, and this is my assistant. Your assistant got a name? Malachite. Oh, I see. So Melly, you're interested in chimeras? I'm interested in everything, chimeras especially. If you'd like, I'll tell you. That sneaky innkeep in your punk and crime over there, how I outsmarted one. Yes, please. I would love that. Well, alright. Strap in tight then. Our friendly innkeep here to send me on a quest to collect some saliva from the Wyvern Chimera in the Quag Mangrove. It's the key ingredient for vampire sunscreen. That makes sense. The issue is, the marshland's the Chimera's home turf. There's no way I could outfight it in its own domain. So I went to the route of trickery. My baba always said that all chimeras should encounter and enjoy some good subterfuge. Am I saying that right? I ain't really the brainy type, but I thought even if I failed it, might be entertained enough to help me anyhow. Needed to pick up clever approach, of course, so I did the only reasonable thing to do in the situation. I talked to a mouse. A mouse. A mouse. Found one local to the marshland. Offered a bunch of cheese if he agreed to help me out. Was pretty easy to convince. Why a mouse? Everyone knows chimeras are afraid of mice, dummy. Exactly. I thought if it was scared, it might use its 3 brains less. So I dressed up the mouse in the best wizard regalia I could find and made myself invisible. You can do that? Not usually, but the innkeep's drinks come with great perks. They do indeed, though I do not recall granting you invisibility. Yeah, invisibility might be too strong of a word. But with the wits I got from your drink, I remembered something. Chimeras have a hard time discerning between different shades of green. Ooh, I think I know where this is going. Got quite the hand in camouflage, so I figured I'd put it to good use. I gathered some underbrush, sticks, and leaves, and made some glue from tree resin and spit. Spit? Everything holds up together with spit. Let me jot that down. Sure thing, kiddo. So,
I put it all together into a cloak of camouflage, put some mud on my face, and was ready to go. So, dressed up in camouflage, the mouse and I, unseen, approached the chimera. It was resting near a muddy stream, and two of its heads were in deep discussion about the sanctuary of canon complets. What kind of heads did it have, besides the dragon one, obviously? Classic lion and snakehead combo. Of course, of all of them heard us approaching. First, they seemed curious, but all three of them froze up when they saw the mouse. Little thing looked mighty tall with his improvised wizard hat. I stayed right behind him, making his footsteps sound heavy. My camouflage seemed to work. The different shades of green and brown made me blend into the marshy landscape. From up close, I could see the chimera tried to hide its fear as the mouse drew nearer, so I started the show. The mouse, or me, same thing at that point, loudly announced that he was a great wizard, and he had come to collect spellcasting ingredients for his plane switching spell. He was prepared to fight, but was willing to bargain if the chimera valued its life. To underline his great power and everything, I even made him float on my invisible hand. Luckily for me, the chimera was more than ready to take up the offer, though it did briefly argue with itself on whether fleeing was the better option. The snakehead wanted to fight, but only until the mouse growled, or I growled. One and the same, really. So the great mouse mage stated his conditions in no uncertain terms. 1 bucket of saliva, and in return, he would leave the chimera in peace forever. Helped a lot that he could summon the bucket out of thin air. Briefly lost my sanity when there was more and creature arguing, but finally the chimera agreed. It filled that bucket with plenty of saliva within a disturbingly quick time frame. Happy to avoid any monumental violence, the mouse wizard in his bucket of valuable chimera saliva floated away, promising that he would keep his honorable word. What an incredible ruse. Guess I got some of my Baba's brains and charm after all. More than it seems. Let's not get too carried away. Once we were out of sight, I had to keep up my own end of the deal, of course. After getting out of my camouflage, I thanked the mouse and gave him the enormous amount of cheese I had promised him. Wouldn't that much cheese be too heavy for a single mouse to carry? Turns out that mouse was actually a wizard after all. Had some sort of dimensional pocket he could store it all in. Disappeared with the cheese and just left this ridiculous hat with me. Bid me farewell before I could ask him why he hadn't said something sooner. About the whole wizard thing, you know? Ah, a typical mouse with a wizard hat, I see. I prefer the detectives personally. Me too. Afterwards, I thought I was in the clear, when suddenly I felt something breathing heavily right behind me. When I turned around, I was looking right into the scaly eyes of a wyvern chimera. Apparently, it had wanted to know where the wizard would take his leave so that it could move to a more secure spot. I thought I was about to be smoke. But apparently Baba was right. They do like a good ruse. So, it wasn't mad? No, it was amused. Impressed even. In return for making its week, it let me live and left me with some strange words. Strange words? Stranger than a talking dragon head? I mean, that's kind of what dragon heads do, right? Not sure. Maybe they do typically speak in prophecies. Prophecies? That's what it said it was giving me. It said, hope will fall and hope will rise. A hero will tether its final tread, burying the past and keeping it the dread. Keeping the dead. Sounded like a bunch of to me. How blasphemous. Good to say it was real, but why do they gotta make these things so cryptic? Ain't no one got time to interpret this kind of stuff. That's the thing with prophecies. No need to interpret them, you realize exactly what they mean soon enough. What hero do you think it was talking about? No clue. I bet it's you. I ain't no hero. I think you might be, Lynn. You know what would be very heroic of you? What? If you brought the saliva to Kyle the vampire,
I'm sure his happiness about finally being able to walk in the sun again would be extraordinary. Too lazy to go yourself? My domain is merely my tavern. You're much more likely to run into him. Fine. Might as well. Guess I owe that leech a thanks for providing me for this strange adventure. Did you have fun? It was. Fun? Yes, I'll admit it. It was fun. Just wish I could tell my baba all about it. But you make a good stand-in, Inky. Thank you. I try. Now, any of you know what happened to where I could find this vampire? Last saw him at the West Gate. Being fireproof, you should have no issues out there. I know where he wanted to go. I overheard him talking about it. Care to share? I want to trade it. The information, I mean. For what? Can you teach me how to use a greatsword? That's it. Sure thing. Right now? Is right now okay? I've got the time. It may take you more than one lesson though. That's okay. I also got time. It's a deal then. I'll show you the basics and you tell me where to find the vampire. Yippee! That is, if your assistant is alright with that. Don't care. Not my circus. Not my monkey. Okay, kiddo. Let's go. Inky, can we use your front yard? Of course. Go wild. Will do. That's so cute. Are you coming too, Mal? No. I'll stay here and have another drink. Okay, you can join us later. I can't wait to learn how to fight. It'll be so helpful for future adventures. Innkeeper, do you have any quests I could go on after this to practice my sword and stealth skills? Not yet, but I'm sure something will come in. Be patient. I promise I'll have a quest for you soon. I can't wait. I'm going to destroy any challenge with wits, stealthiness, and giant swords. Ha! I know you will. But first, I gotta practice. See you later. I like her ambition. I like her naivety. Some would call it optimism. A waste of time. Delusions get you nowhere. You would know. Damn. Another drink, please. Same as before. Sweet and all. Coming right up. Okay, he wants another... Ooh, Sailor's Courage. A lot of strength, a dash of defense, shot of charisma, and inevitably no fear. A perfect all-rounder. Well, almost. Who needs common sense anyway? Spinach not included. Spinach. You know, if you just blend greens together, it kind of just tastes like grass. I have tasted it before, but it was for like a class. Not meaning to rhyme or anything. One spoken heart coming right up. Some sweet optimism for my most pessimistic customer. This is sweet enough to make me optimistic for future drinks. Wow, I'm proud of myself here. You should be. Is he hitting on me? So, Malachite. Just leave me to my pondering. Got it. Alright, I'm gonna hit midnight. Oh, he's been pondering all day. Fable! Hiya, Inky. Hiya, Fable. I'm so happy to see the tavern looking healthy again. And you too. I'm sorry it took me so long to check in. That's alright. I hope the last 2 days weren't too hard on you. No, not at all. I was just very busy. A bunch of the ash and growth trees got knocked over, and I spent a lot of time rescuing and leading group therapy sessions with the local wildlife. And of course, I had to check in on all the nearby settlements too. See if they needed to help with any damages after all of that. Did Uncle Dragon make it?
Yes, the werewolf settlement took a bit of a hit, but everyone made it out okay. Mr. Dragon was making emergency soup when I arrived. I think he's a stress cooker.
It's very nice of you to check in with everybody.
I had to make sure everyone was okay. I used up a lot of my healing salves, but that's what they're there for. I'm not happy I had to use them, but I'm glad I was prepared. May I request something?
Go ahead.
Do you maybe have a drink in your repertoire that could assist someone in a situation like mine? Your drinks are more powerful. I'd like something that would make me tougher while also replenishing my social energy. I think I'm all done with helping out now, but a drink like that would be a real game changer in case something like this happens again.
I don't think I have a recipe for that yet. But don't worry, I've already got an idea. But even without such a drink, I'm sure some people were very thankful for your presence.
Well, they weren't mad about it, at least. Though, I sort of feel like people weren't really as concerned as I thought they'd be. When I saw the stars fall, I thought for sure the world was going to end.
Yes, I recall.
You were right that it wouldn't, of course. But I thought that the people would be a little more freaked out by the lack of the night sky. But everyone just seems to be okay with it. I asked one of my sisters about it and she said, "Who cares? Some wide-eyed adventurer will surely put them back at some point. Let's worry about replanting these tomatoes." I don't even know if we could put them back.
You can never put back what's lost. But you can always replace it with something new. Okay, innkeeper. That's me, by the way.
I'm not sure that you can replace the stars, or if you should approach loss that way.
It's all a matter of perspective. I wouldn't mind a bunch of trees up in the night sky for a change.
Right, but it still wouldn't be much. It would still be much nicer if some things would just stay the same.
They never do.
I'm just happy everyone's okay.
Check on Lin yet? She should be hacking my terrace to pieces outside.
I did. Outside, on your definitely not hacked up terrace. Just out of curiosity, do you own any wood glue? It was nice to see that she was okay too. I was a little worried she would just leave and never talk to me again. So it was nice watching her train Melly with so much enthusiasm, and to catch up a bit. That too. She tried to rope me into her greatsword training.
Did you accept?
I'm not really a sword kind of elf, but it was fun to watch her teach Melly. She's very sweet. Indeed. And I was relieved to see Sarah Lynn doing alright. And she was relieved about Mr. Dragon.
And about you, I'm sure.
Maybe.
To celebrate our well-being despite the absurdity of this world, how about a drink?
I would love a drink. Can I try out that new one I requested? 1,000 wins, was it? In case I run into more people in need of on the help of way back.
I'm sure I'll find the right thing. Okay, we got 2 more drinks, so 1,000 wins. So still keeping her dexterity up. Was it 2? I think it's just 1. It's just 1. Still keeping her speed, but her defense is up too. And then... Wait, did I call for something? Ooh, we're gonna have to mix maybe some golden feathers. I think we need to put some in it. Because yeah, it gives you a minus intelligence, but it still gives us like a +1 in both speed. Yeah, I think that's what we need. And then all of it in defense. There you go. Okay, that makes sense now. It didn't pop up before. A breezy drink, inspired by you and your kindness.
Thank you. Your drinks are still the highlight of my day. He makes the best drinks, right?
They're... okay. Oh. Need some water for that. They're... okay.
Really? Do you actually think that? Or is it a thing where you just don't want to be nice? People seem to do that for a lot for some reason. I, it tastes good. As good as things you can taste when you're, me. Well said. Thank you. By the way, I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fable. I'm an I'm an elf and a ranger. And I come here a lot. They are also incredibly courageous and capable hero. That's not true. Not yet. I'm working on it. Being a hero, I mean. Why? Because I dream of adventure. I dream of adventure and all the wonderful, exciting things I can bring. And I want to help people. Why? Why not? I'm Malachite. Oh, you're Mel. I mean, Malachite, obviously. Millie just talked about a Mal. She said they, or I guess you, are very cool and her new friend. She sounded very happy about it. We're not friends. She just won't leave me alone. Oh, okay. Then why do you spend time with her if you don't like her? That sounds really mean. She keeps following me. And you take her along? Not by choice. I don't know you well enough to judge the truth behind all this. But I think you should be honest. With her and with yourself. Honesty goes a long way. I also believe that thing in Zophyr could be fixed with honesty as well. You mean the missing familiar? I heard several familiars are missing actually. And I believe with so many mages and familiars present, someone is bound to know something. But maybe they're just scared to face possible consequences for their honesty. Sounds like Zophyr is going through an eventful time. Thank you for letting me know. I'll keep an eye out or two for future developments. Zophyr isn't very far from here, is it? Not too far. It's in Eastern Fasola, and is to my knowledge the biggest harbor town the Republic has to offer. I can only recommend its many summer festivals. Very pretty fireworks. Why? Does it sound like something up your alley? No, not mine, but Melina is seeking her first quest. Maybe this could be something for her. She needs to practice her skills outside of Frisk Free Theory. Good idea. I'll see if I can reserve it for her. Sorry for asking, but first quest? I thought Melly just turned 10. Isn't that a bit young for quests? No, I was a similar age when I ventured on my first quest. The one with the horrifying nightmare creatures. Yes. Oh, that's sad. No, that's cool. No, I think that's a little sad. Children shouldn't have to face such danger that early. Why not? It's always there. Might as well confront them with it when they're young, so they can accept its existence in their lives. It's an insane thing to say. Just because the world can be horrible doesn't mean you should confront children with the fact that as early as we can. It's already bad enough that us grown-ups have to deal with this so much. Why should they just have to accept it if we can make the world a better place for them instead? I mean, when you were on a quest with an, and I quote, horrifying nightmare creatures, weren't you scared? Wouldn't you have preferred not to be alone? It builds character. A character that thinks we should put other kids in miserable situations sure did a lot of good for you there. Weren't your parents worried to death about you? You got enough rumors to make a quest yet, Innkeeper? Not yet. Give me another day. People are so busy talking about or ignoring all of the star debris. They're losing sight of the important things. Like feeding me new information. Is that very nutritious for you? No, but it's fun. In that case, the fun I can provide in a day is running out. Unfortunately, the horrors of the world do not stop chasing me nor anyone else. I shall take my leave. Good luck. See you around with less horrors, I hope. Now I'm worried. About Malachi or Melly? Both. Are you really gonna send her on that quest? If she wants to go, but I don't think you have to worry about that much. Zolford is a beautiful city with a very low crime rate. I think she can handle a couple of rowdy familiars. And I doubt she'd be going alone. I hope not. It's a little worse than being alone when you're scared. Very true. Are you scared of anything? Bad Yelp reviews. I don't think you have to be scared of that. You make the best drinks in all of Asteria. I think as long as you like my drinks, I'll be okay. You've got my 5 stars in the bag. I would ask what you're afraid of, but the answer would be everything. Is it? Yes, but I'm working on not letting my fear stop me. I might not be able to avoid feeling afraid, but I can always just do things when I'm scared. Rather than not at all. Maybe. That is still a terrifying thought. How did you handle your situations you're afraid of? I used to have a terrible habit of just walking away from the things that scared me, but with the right people by our side, staying becomes less of a crushing weight on your shoulders. You realize that even if things aren't perfectly comfortable, they are still worth experiencing. That sounds lovely. I've never seen friends of yours around the tavern before. Maybe you should invite them over sometime. Perhaps. Though, one of my friends is sitting here right now. Where? Wait, are they invisible? Oh, you mean... you mean me. That makes me really happy. Also makes me feel pretty bad about having to go back home. Don't worry. Go home. Fix the many things that worry you, as long as you come back. Always. I'll see you tomorrow, innkeeper. See you tomorrow, my friend. Aw, wholesome. Wholesome day today. Wholesome day. Fondue, sweep the floors, blow out the candles.